So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. It works for some people. If you like it, I love it. This video is not for you. Keep scrolling. However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some water for this. I'll be back.
A few moments later.
I'm talking to this guy, and I'm going to read it to you because we've been talking for a couple days, and he started talking about meeting up. So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up. Now, I always try to say it nicely because I don't want to be like, I don't accept drink dates. Like, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, you can be nice about it. But let's just say I prefer dinner because I like to get dressed up.
Sure, okay. You like to get dressed up as opposed to going out to get some coffee and to talk. Sure. Because as for you and your household, you have higher standards.
And he said, I see. What type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been like wanting to try, all sorts of different budgets, okay? It ranges from like medium to a little bit higher, all different locations around the city, so he can choose like what works for him, you know, timing and budget wise. So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it'll be fun to get to know each other over some nicer dining options. Here it comes though. But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first.
Wow. I mean, I applaud this guy. I do. I honestly do. For him to be that blunt and forthcoming to tell you that, that's amazing. I don't see any issues with that, to be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure she has a ton of issues with him stating that. He's letting you know. I mean, it's appreciated that you created this catalog of restaurants to go to and your ideals and whatnot. But he's telling you what he prefers. Your restaurants is great and all, but if I'm gonna go to these restaurants, we're gonna split the check. Would you rather know this on a date that you guys go out or prior? I would assume you'd want to know this, beforehand, right? That's what I'm saying. That's amazing, man. I applaud this guy. I applaud him.
So my thing is, I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner. This is the thing for me. Like, I know men. The number one thing men are judging you off of is your looks, right?
All right. First of all, that's negative, right? I understood her point of view in one way, but it doesn't make sense in the other way. As they say, right? The eyes meet the body before it meets the mind, right? That's what they say. But my point is this. If he wanted to audition you like you're stating, he would have invited you out to a nice and fancy restaurant so you could dress up with your nicest outfit and blow him away. But no, that's not what he's doing. He's letting you know, let's go on a coffee date. You're gonna be looking like your natural self, casual. There's no pressure on you having to look this amount of good, and he doesn't have to look that amount of good because we're just getting coffee and getting the chit chat. Yeah, definitely, that is not correct.
When they see you, they meet you, they're gonna be like, okay, how beautiful is she? Is she put together? Do I find her attractive, right? That's the number one thing. Your personality may come second, sure, but the first thing is how you look, right? So with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32, okay? Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair, make sure my nails are done, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail?
Man. and that's my problem with these type of females. Never did he ask you to do that, but you feel like you had the need to do that. Nobody told you to wear your $32, whatever name makeup you just said. Nobody told you to pluck all your hair off your body. Nobody told you to, to do all of that extra stuff. We men, we're simple. Like, we're really simple. The things that female thinks about, we don't. He's legit telling you, hey, let's go out and grab a coffee. Let's chat. What is the problem with that? There's nothing wrong with that, but you feel like you and your household needs higher standards. What does that mean? It doesn't even exist, the definition of what you just said. It does not exist. And again, this is my problem with these type of females. They just feel like men is supposed to take them out to these type of restaurants for them to feel like they're valued. You're thinking too hard. You thinking too hard, shorty. You really are.
Be oh so for real. Let's take it even deeper. When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy, okay? Do you watch the news? Like 1 in 5 men are violent. He could unalive you, he could RAPE you, he could stalk you, he could harass you if he feels like it. Like, it is very dangerous, extremely dangerous. When you go out with a man, you have to share your location with your mom and your friend. You have to send a screen recording of his Hinge profile and the conversation that you guys had so that if
She's saying a lot of things, but she's still not giving a valid reason as to why a coffee date is less attractive than a dinner date. You're stating a lot of things about a character trait of a man, and it could also be females. You're saying that he could unalive you, whatever that means. But we're talking about the date here. That's what we're talking about. But you're saying things that does not correlate to the topic that you're speaking on. Sure, obviously we live in a crazy world. People do crazy crap, right? You don't really know who you're meeting when you meet these type of people, but yet for some reason you feel like because men are crazy, a dinner is more attractive than a coffee date, right? Is that the point you're trying to bring home here? I don't know, but let's see what she's trying to say by saying all these things, because I can't. Yeah, I don't really know.
missing, they have context. You have to text your friend every half an hour while you're with him to let her know that you haven't been beheaded. You have to take an Uber so that he doesn't know what kind of car you have, just in case he's crazy. And then when you get home, you have to text somebody to tell them that you made it home alive. Men aren't doing that. They don't have to worry when they meet a woman that they do not know that their lives will be in danger. Quite the contrary. Men benefit from just being seen with you in public, okay?
What? Excuse me? Wait, just by seeing with you in public, that benefits us? How? Who are you dating? What type of men are you dating? Like little boys? What type of grown men have that mindset to believe that if they've seen with you, it benefits them? How does it benefit them? Right? They're likely going out to a fancy restaurant that they got to pay out of their pocket. What benefits are they getting? And you're likely going to go home after the date, right? And they're going home after the date as well. What benefit are they gaining from being seen with you? What is she taking? Wow.
If you are beautiful, poised, well-dressed, it reflects well on him. People look at him and they think, oh wow, he must be the man. Ooh, he probably has money. You know what? He's probably a good guy if he can pull her. And this is especially so if you are more attractive than him. If he's fugly or he's overweight or he's short, they're like, oh yeah, he must have money in order to be able to pull a baddie like that. So my thing is like, what's in it for women? We've already spent more money than you by just putting our makeup on. We're in danger. Like, what's in it for us? So then all of that, plus this man is a pharmacist, okay? You mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take me to $120 to maybe $200 dinner?
Wow. Man, But why does that matter, right? That's my point. He's letting you know from the get-go, I'd like to meet a woman first before I go on a date, an official taking you out on a dinner date, whatever that means to y'all, because obviously going out on a walk and going to a coffee shop isn't a date to her and her kinds, right? Her spending $32 already on her makeup, which nobody asked her to wear, first of all. Nobody asked you to wear makeup. As a matter of fact, don't wear the makeup so you could save that $32 that you're speaking about. Just don't wear it. Don't pluck the hair out of your body. Don't do all that extra stuff that you would do so that you could save your money, so that you could feel comfortable to go out with him on that coffee date. Just do that, right? Because you're spending more money than him. You're in danger, sure. Boy, y'all in trouble.
2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert. Like, and that kind of thing. Look, men are supposed to be on their like best behavior when they're doing a first interaction with a woman. Like, that is when they are at their absolute best. So if he's being cheap now for a first interaction, he's gonna be cheap on your birthday. He's gonna be cheap on Christmas. Like, that kind of thing, that only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent when you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper, raise the kids, plan most of the things, and then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him, for his pleasure that night. Like, that's the kind of life you're looking at.
Wow, she got all of that from him stating that I'd rather do a coffee date, and then you send him a catalog of restaurants, and then he replies by letting you know that, hey, if we go out on the first date and we gotta go to the restaurant, we're gonna split the bill. So you got all of that conclusion about him by just that interaction. Wow, that's really odd to me. That's crazy. It's them. I'm telling you, man. These type of females, there's something. I can't tell you, but they're drinking. There's something in the water. Something. I don't know. I really don't.
So you know what? Good for this man for asserting his boundary. He did it very nicely, and it showed me what his like attitude or approach is when it comes to dating new women, and ultimately it gave me the opportunities to choose. And I have my boundaries too, so I chose to not accept it. And so I didn't respond or anything. I didn't like bargain with him or try to justify anything. I just quietly unmatched him because I wasn't gonna let him play in my face. But like, obviously if you're on TikTok, like, this is not irregular discourse. Like, this is very popular. Like, the Red Pill podcast men are always talking about like all of these things. So like, it's not uncommon. Like, men are trying to get away with this these days. They're trying to see what they can do. They're trying to get at you for less than $20. Okay, so the pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, this other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250.
What did I say in my earlier video? If you guys did not watch it, I would highly suggest you guys to watch it. That proves my point clearly. These women out there are just trying to get free meals. The pharmacist, sure, he tried to take you out on a coffee date. What do you do at a coffee date? You talk, you chat, you get to know each other more, right? You get to feel the person. But you're going out on these nice and fancy restaurants. What are you doing half the time? You stuffing your face with food. You're taking videos and posting on Instagram and TikTok, showing them, hey, I'm out on a date on this man's dime, right? And look at this. On Saturday night, you know, you went out with that guy. On Sunday night, you went out with this. What are we doing? And like I said, this is a clear example of someone that is collecting free meals. Yo.
Because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel scarce about it, because there are plenty of men, there are a plethora of men that would be more than happy to show you a good time. So never settle. Date until you find the best man for the job, and you got this. That's my TED Talk for the day. You didn't ask, but I felt like you would listen. Send this to one of your friends who needs to raise their standards, and tell me what you feel like in the comments.
Yeah. If y'all want to go ahead and listen to this trash, sure, do it, right? Because I'm pretty sure she's probably still single and on whatever app she's on, just collecting free meals, right? Do not take that woman's advice, because like I told y'all before, men are simple. We're simple, right? That's her life. That's the advice you want to pass along. But yeah, no, definitely don't do that. Because at the end of the day, sure, that pharmacist could have want to spend 2 hours with you drinking coffee, but what comes after that, you're never gonna know, because you just dropped him because he asked you on a coffee date. Hey, don't come up my neck for this. Y'all saw the video. It ain't coming from me, it's coming from her. Females that has that same type of mindset, I'm sorry, y'all not gonna go far, man. I'm sorry, because y'all in it for the bread. Y'all not in it really genuinely for the person that you guys going out with. Till next time, catch me on the next video. Later.